What's up? Welcome back. In this segment, I'm going to talk about Star Wars, The Force Awakens. First off, I have to say I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So even if I criticize any Star Wars movie, I mean, for me, a bad Star Wars movie is probably better than almost any movie I could see, right? Sometimes, even including a comic book movie. That's how much of a big Star Wars fan I am. Now, with that said, what did I think about Age of the? Oh no, I'm gonna say Age of the Apocalypse. My God, what did I think about The Force Awakens? I didn't like it. I'm actually surprised that when I look at Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 95%. I guess you could say cinema score, which was really good because I don't think it was close to that good a movie. Now, there's some things that they did good. They had enough crowd pleasing situations, scenes that you would enjoy the movie. But my big problem with it is Kylo Ren, the main villain, the son of Han Solo and Princess Leia. I just don't think he was a believable villain. I think as a villain he was terrible. And I am his mentor, the new emperor, I guess. He seemed kind of more like, all right, like who's this dude? Like I could say that, but Kylo Ren himself, terrible, like terrible, terrible, terrible. He didn't. I mean, it was really bad because you didn't really feel like this was a situation that they were really in. If that makes sense, meaning a life and death situation. Maybe the end of the galaxy as we know it. It didn't. He didn't give off that aura of, okay, I'm the new Darth Vader. He didn't. He didn't do it at all. I think he was just terrible. And besides him, one of my big problems with the movie was that they didn't do anything creative. They didn't really add anything to it. And it's funny because I saw when George Lucas said he wanted to be a consultant for them and Disney was not really interested in his ideas, and I could tell. But the funny thing is they didn't do anything new. Like even when we had episodes 1 through 3, which was after 4 through 6 in terms of in real life, but in the movie arc it was actually set before 4 through 6, right? Even that, when they discovered the midichlorians, right? Like in 4 through 6, they never spoke about midichlorians. They never spoke about how the Jedi's actually tap into the Force. In 1 through 3, right, the newer ones, they basically broke down midichlorians. That was something totally new. Did something that they never said before. Even the fact that we saw Jedi's all on screen for the first time, which I think saved part 2 really, right? Because 1 wasn't that great and 2 was heading there until the Jedi scene saved it, right? But there were still new things, new events, new situations that felt original. And The Force Awakens, there was nothing original at all. I mean, even when they said, okay, this is like a mini Death Star, right? Like the situation where the weapon sucks energy out the sun and it can destroy planets, right? And they said, okay, the Death Star, this is like a bigger version of the Death Star. They actually said that in the movie. Totally not creative. Even the whole rebellion fighting against the First Order, which is what they call in the movie now, the First Order, and they had the fighting scenes where in the planes. That was exactly the same as the fighting scenes in Episode 4, which the Jedi's were having to go and destroy the Death Star. I mean, it was exactly the same. There was no creativity at all. Like they didn't do anything that was different. And I think when you factor in that we're gonna have spin-offs, that is not really comforting as a Star Wars fan, right? And the fact that I don't think sometimes my fellow Star Wars fans don't realize it's one thing if you want a new Star Wars movie, because the one thing this was like a real original movie where you don't know what's coming. I can't front. That felt good, and I can see why early on a lot of Star Wars fans still would like it because especially because 4 through 6 was kind of like that where episodes 4 through 6 it was kind of new. You obviously didn't know what was coming. But in episodes 1 through 3, because that takes place before 4 through 6, we kind of knew what was coming, right? So episodes 1 through 3, no matter how bad or good it was, you kind of knew, okay, Anakin is going to turn to Darth Vader. You kind of knew, even when you saw all the Jedi scenes, the Jedi's in episode 2, you knew the Jedi's would eventually all die in episode 3, right? This one was good because we don't know what's going to happen. So it has a feel of, that's the most original feel of it. The original feel of it is basically how it makes you, it kind of takes you back to episode 4 through 6, which I thought was cool. But in terms of storyline, it was terrible. in my opinion. You know, terrible is a strong word. It wasn't terrible. I would say it was average, but they could have done so much more, and I can see where it's going. Because once you start doing the spin-offs and stuff like that, you're going into very dangerous territory. Even the fact that they add a lot more jokes now, it felt like a Marvel movie. You know, my one critique of Marvel movies is that they go overboard with the jokes, and sometimes the jokes feel forced. Now, this gave me the same feeling. If you look at all the Star Wars movies, there was almost never jokes. Anakin might say something smart sometimes, but there wasn't that much jokes. There was a little bit too much jokes in this movie, in my opinion, and that's from the Disney factor. So I'm very concerned, right? Out of 1 to 10, probably give it 6.5. Now I would say this: it's a Star Wars movie, and it's talking about the freaking Force, right? So when I give it a 6.5, it doesn't really mean I'm gonna still, like I said, I'm gonna enjoy any Star Wars movie no matter what. But I went hyped when I saw the movie, and I ended up being, oh, it was okay. You know, I mean, I think they might do better with episodes 8 and 9, but I think what's gonna kill or what's gonna really hurt the brand is the spinoffs. Because when I saw that they're not gonna really push the envelopes, the spinoffs is only gonna work if you're pushing the envelopes. The whole extended universe or the a connected universe. Why does it work for Marvel? It works for Marvel because they're still even if they're taking stories like the Infinity War and Civil War, they're taking new spins on it, right? So it doesn't really feel as repeated. With this, you can tell they don't want to push the boundaries creatively, and that can be really bad once you start to get outside episodes 8 and 9. You talk about spinoffs, and then those spinoffs will affect episodes 8 and 9. So, I'm a little surprised, that the fans love this so much. I think the fans, when they cool off, they'll realize you only love it because it's taking you back to that nostalgic feeling that you have episodes 4 through 6 with a brand new story. So, until next time, peace.